What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Hokage the Dragon Sage, and I'm bringing you the new Hokage. What if Naruto was Tobirama and Izuna's grandson? Part 5. And, yeah, this one's gonna be pretty interesting. As you guys can see, well, I mean, hey, you'll find out. So, we left off where Naruto and Tsunade were at the age of 16. But, we're gonna do a time skip to only like one year. They had, just turned 16, so now 1 year time skip. They just turned 17. As you know, they're teenagers, so teenagers do what teenagers do. So, as Naruto says, Tsunade, I gotta leave. The third Hokage needs me to do a mission. And she's like, alright, see you when you get back. And she smiles at Naruto. As Naruto dips out the house as he goes to the third Hokage's office. As Naruto gets the mission, he gets notified that there's a war going on. As Naruto's confused, as it's the second ninja war. As the first one his grandfather died in. As Naruto is to go help the ninja troops that have already been sent out. As Naruto's like, I understand. I will clear the whole west side. As Naruto said, good. Now I will see you when you get back. As Naruto nods his head and body flickers out. As we go back to Tsunade, who just doesn't feel right. She doesn't feel good at all. Don't forget, guys, Tsunade is 3 years older than Naruto. Just letting you know, she's just not 3 years. No, I said 3 years. 3 days older than Naruto. So she's 3 days older than Naruto. Just letting you know. Anyways. So, Tsunade doesn't feel right at the house. She feels really, really sick. As she gets up and runs to the bathroom, and she throws up. She throws up rapidly. As her mother and father run to her room, trying to figure out what's wrong with her. And Tsunade's like, it's nothing. I might have just ate something last night that wasn't right for my body. As her parents are like, I don't think that's it. And Tsunade's like, well, that's the only thing it could be. As they say, Tsunade. And Tsunade says, what, Mom? And Tsunade says, do you still have your innocence? And Tsunade's like, no, why do you ask me that? And she's like, yes or no? And Tsunade's like, no. And she's like, well, I think you should go get a test. And Tsunade's like, fine, Mom. Now we go to Naruto, as he just arrives to the front line, as he does a front flip. As the Leaf Shinobi are like, yes, Naruto has arrived. As they jump back, as there's about 200 troops, about 500 troops of, there's like 500 troops of Hidden Cloud Ninja. And about, 100 troops of Leaf Ninja left. As Naruto's like, alright, let's take them out quickly. We don't have much time. As Naruto activates his double Mangekyo. As he pulls out his sword and runs towards them. As as Naruto and his troops run at them, and the other troops run at them, something in Naruto snaps. The will to want to protect his village just makes him go freaking psycho and just go on a rampage, killing the Cloud Ninja. As Naruto yells to his troops, "Stay back! I don't want to hurt you!" As they all stay back, as Naruto runs at him, as the 500 ninja run at Naruto directly. As Naruto is just going insane, as he's just doing crucial blows of taijutsu, as he's punching them so hard. His wood style's unstable right now, so every punch that he does, there's big wood branches come out of his enemy's body, as he's just punching them and kicking them, breaking their bones. As then he lets out a devilish scream as a whole bunch of not wood spikes, but like wood spears come out the ground, going through a lot of ninja. As then Naruto grabs one of the ninjas by his neck, slamming him on the ground. As then 3 ninjas jump in the air as they're rushing Naruto, as Naruto's holding the man to the ground. As when the 3 ninjas are aiming their sword at Naruto as they're rushing down to him. As they try to stab Naruto kamuis, so the sword goes right through him and into the other person. As they're like, we can't hit him. As Naruto jumps into the air doing a spinning kick, knocking all their teeth out. As then Naruto's drifting on ice as he's spinning around rapidly, freezing him. As then he makes his ice throw him up into the air. As then with a few hand signs, he says, Inferno style, fireball, as he spits out a huge Inferno style fireball, destroying a whole bunch of the troops. And the Inferno style melts the ice, but it melts the bodies along with that's inside of the ice. As now there's only 2 left. As Naruto looks at these 2, their names is Kinkaku and Ginkaku. I'm gonna say that Kinkaku and Ginkaku are still alive, as Kurama says, it's those 2. As Naruto's like, who are they? They have the weapons of the Sage of the Sixth Pass. As Naruto's like, I see. Well, I'll make sure they don't live. As Naruto starts to get enraged, but he's not too enraged. He has he has all control. Oh yeah, him and Kurama and Gyuki have all been linked, so they're all like he can use all their power. As Naruto, a red bubbly cloak goes around Naruto. As Naruto's like, "You ready, guys?" As Kurama's like, "Be careful. At one time in life, they were inside of me, eating my flesh. They can enter the Nine Tails form too. It's not as strong, but it's kind of strong." As Naruto's like, I see. Well, let's do this then. As Naruto goes on all fours, as his skin starts to get ripped off. As then he was in the, 8 Tails, what do you call it? The 8 Tails red Jinchuriki mode with the horns. As then Kikiko and Gikiko do the same. As they enter a huge tail beast battle. Obviously Naruto's creasing him though. 5 minutes later, Kikiko and Ginkaku are dead on the floor, with Naruto and his 8-tailed Jinchuriki form standing over them, as then he deactivates it. As he disintegrates their bodies, and then seals each of their weapons in a scroll, and then he puts them in his ninja pouch. As he looks back at the troops like, you guys alright? As they're like, yes, thanks Captain Naruto. As Naruto smiles, saying, anything for you guys. I didn't want to see you guys die. As they're like, yeah, we appreciate you. Now we can go home to our wives and children. As Naruto's like, children. Maybe I'll have one day, he thinks in his head. Hopefully it's with Tsunade. As in, they begin their journey back to the village, as the third Hokage was at the village gate waiting for him. As he sees Naruto returning with a smile on his face with the 100 troops behind him. As the third Hokage is like, you've made it! Great work! As Naruto's like, I defeated all 500 of the, hidden cloud ninja. As Hiruzen's like, I've made a decision, Naruto. As Naruto's like, what is it? You will be the 4th Hokage of the village hidden in the leaves. As Naruto is at a loss for words, as he's like, but I'm only 17, sir. As Hiruzen's like, well, that is true, but it doesn't matter. You have proven yourself worthy to be the 4th Hokage. I will have your equipment for your new 4th Hokage outfit ready. As Naruto is not going to wear a freaking cape. He's just going to wear something simple. As Naruto's like, yes, Lord Third. As Naruto goes back to his house with Tsunade. As Tsunade was running through the village looking for him, as she sees the 3rd Hokage. And she's like, Lord Third, have you seen Naruto? And she's like, he just said he went back to the house. And she's like, I gotta find him. As then Hiruzen says, but what for? Why are you in such a rush? Is something the matter? As she shows Hiruzen the test, as Hiruzen drops the pipe right out of his mouth. As Hiruzen's like, there's no way. And it's Naruto? As Tsunade says, well, of course it's Naruto. I haven't been with anybody else. As she takes off running. As she arrives to the house to see Naruto inside taking off his shoes. As she runs up to him and hugs him from behind. As Naruto's like, huh? Tsunade? As she begins crying on his back. As Naruto's like, what happened? Did somebody hurt you? As she's like, no. But I gotta tell you something. As Naruto's like, what is it? As she shows Naruto the test, as Naruto's like, I'm gonna be a father? Tsunade begins to cry, saying, "Yeah, and I'm gonna be a mother." As they're crying happy tears, obviously. They're not mad, they're pretty happy. As Naruto hugs Tsunade. Then, as Naruto says, "I have something to tell you too, Tsunade." As Tsunade says, "What is it?" As Naruto says, "We'll be moving out." And she's like, We will?" "Yes. I have been declared the fourth Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village at the age of 17. As Tsunade's like, "I'm so proud of you." As she kisses Naruto on the lips. Later that night, Naruto gets a package to her mother's house, which Naruto stays at with her. Actually, no. He goes back to his house with Hiruzen. Hiruzen brought him back the outfit because he lives with Hiruzen. As he says, "I know that you really looked up to your grandfathers, and your grandfather was the second Hokage of the Leaf Village. So I got you something similar to his, but more your style." As Naruto's like, As it's literally the same outfit that his grandfather wore, which was Tobirama Senju, which was the black pants with the white ninja tape and old school sandals, except the armor, which was blue, was black with the Uchiha sign on the back. And then on each of the shoulder pad armor things, it had a Senju sign with the white fur. As underneath the Senju armor was the long sleeve shinobi black long sleeve shirt that rolls up. Yeah, cause just imagine the second Hokage's outfit, everything the same, just the armor that was blue is black, and the fur is the same color, it's white. But from Naruto's elbow to his wrist, he wears white ninja tape instead. So he wears white ninja tape from his wrist to his elbow on each hand or on each arm with his new Hokage outfit. As Hiruzen says, "You are the fourth Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village." As he said, "I even put a sword holder on the back of your armor." As Naruto looks at the back of his armor, as there's a sword holder. There's 2 slots, basically, so the sword can go through each one. As Naruto's like, "Thank you," as he bows. As Hiruzen's like, "You've earned it, Naruto. You saved our village. And I bet you will do it countless times. I will do most of the work in the office. You will be the fourth Hokage, though, and I will announce it. I'll announce it tomorrow. There will be 2 Hokages of the Hidden Leaf Village. Me and you. Let's do it together." As Naruto hugs Hiruzen, saying, "I never knew my father, but you were always like a father to me." As Hiruzen's like, "And I never looked at you but anything as my son." He's like, "I never looked at you anything else but my son," basically. Naruto starts to cry. As Hiruzen's like, "It's alright. Get some sleep. You have a big day tomorrow." As Naruto goes to sleep. As he puts on his new outfit, the Second Hokage's outfit with the black armor and white ninja tape around his wrist to his elbows and his knee to his the top of his shin to his ankles with ninja tape. Then the second Hokage's outfit with just black armor and the white fur. You guys already know. Except Naruto does not have the weird red markings on his face, but he does have red eyes and white hair. He looks like this. That's 17-year-old Naruto. Anyways. As Naruto goes on top of the Hokage's tower with Hiruzen. As Hiruzen says, "I am here to announce the new Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village, who has saved our village from war and protected the loved ones." As the 100 ninjas that were at the war came up and said, "This young man, Naruto Senju, he's only 17 years old. And he saved us from the hidden cloud ninja with ease. We are proud to have him as our Hokage," as they bow to Naruto, as the whole village bows, as Naruto steps on the railing saying, "I am Naruto Senju, and I am the fourth Hokage of the village. Hidden in the leaves. As the freaking village goes crazy, bro. They're freaking hype. As then he's like, and I would like to call somebody up here. As then the village is confused as he says, Tsunade sends you. As Tsunade's like, huh? As she goes on top of the tower. As Hiruzen says, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you all. Naruto is about to be a father. As they're all surprised, like the age of 17? Wow. But he is strong, so he can protect. So it'll be fine, they all think. Then he says, his child is what Tsunade Senju, one of the legendary Sanin of the village hidden in the leaves. Wow, everybody already knows how strong their child's finna be, bro. They already know freaking a half Senju, half Uchiha with the whole Senju. So like, I'm gonna say like 75% Senju with like whatever percent Uchiha. Like 35% Uchiha, if that's 100, I don't know, whatever. As they're like, so yes, that is all. You guys may go now. As the whole village leaves. As Gyuki and Kurama are like, we're proud of you, Naruto. As Gyuki's like, yeah, we're really proud of you, Naruto. We've seen you grow, and you've grown with us. We are proud to call you our Jinchuriki and our best friend. As Naruto begins to tear up, saying, I love you guys too. As he wipes his eyes type stuff. Anyways. So, Naruto and Hiruzen gives Naruto his new card. With card isn't like money. As Naruto and Tsunade go freaking house hunting. As then they find this big house at like one of the corners of the village. So how you get into it, it's a big fenced in area with fences so high you can't really see over it. As it's a long driveway. As you drive all the way up it, and then there's this huge house. It has like, it's a huge house, but Naruto it only has 2 bedrooms for him and Tsunade and his daughter. Man, yeah, you see whatever, and his daughter, but she has not been birthed yet. As they buy this huge house with this huge yard. As it has a Senju and Uchiha flag flying on it. You go to a few months later as they have their baby shower. As the whole village shows up. They're just having a good time as it's time for the gender reveal. As Tsunade pops the first balloon. As it's blue. As Naruto pops the second. As it's pink. As I get really excited because it could be half and half. As they're like, this is going to determine what it is. As Naruto wants a girl. But Tsunade wants a boy. As then they pop the next one together. As pink confetti flies out. As the whole village is like, it's a girl! As Tsunade gets really emotional and hugs Naruto. As Naruto's really feeling really good and sad too. Because like, they're about to have a child. Y'all know how that is. Well, I don't know how that is, but y'all seen how that is. Anyways, so now, we're going to do a time skip to the end of that year. If they have just birthed Sunato, Sunato Senju. So Tsunade and Naruto put together Sunato Senju. As it's a blonde-haired girl with green eyes. As Naruto's holding her. As Tsunade is just giving birth. As literally, she's freaking healing herself, bro. She don't even need no help, bro. They just turned 18 a few days ago. So she's freaking healing herself with her healing jutsus. And she's good to go. Like, 10 minutes later, after she heals herself, she just stands up like nothing happened, bro. I promise you. And, yeah, as then the doctor says, well, we'll have to keep your daughter. We'll keep her for a few days, and then you guys can come and get her. As Naruto and Tsunade nod their head as they leave, and they spend the day is just happy. As then it's time for them to bring their daughter home, as they have set up her room, as they have got the whole house furniture and everything. So they go to the hospital, as they get their daughter. As Tsunade says, well, since it's a girl, I guess we're going with the name Sunato, aren't we? As Naruto's like, yeah, Sunato. I wonder if she'll have the Sharingan. As Tsunade's like, I bet she will. She's gonna be really strong like her dad. As Naruto's like, if you don't stop being modest, you'd probably beat me in a fight right now. As Tsunade says, alright, whatever. Now you're just being modest. As Naruto laughs, saying, well, we should probably take her to the house. I know a lot of people want to meet her, so we'll have a few people come in at a time. As Tsunade's like, yeah, maybe today my parents in Milwaukee should come see her. Andrea and Don. As Naruto's like, alright. As Tsunade's parents meet Sunato, as they're just like how freaking grandparents are. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Or she's so cute type stuff. Whatever. As then Jiraiya comes through saying, hello, Sunato, it's Uncle Jiraiya. As Sunato laughs at Jiraiya. She likes Jiraiya. As Naruto laughs, saying, I think you're her favorite. As Jiraiya's like, well, of course I am. How can anybody not like me? As Naruto laughs, as Tsunade laughs too. As Jiraiya says, well, Don's on a mission right now, but when he'll be back. As Naruto said, and I heard that you were with somebody. Who are you with? And Jiraiya's like, well, there's this girl, and her name's and Naruto's like, what's her name? Her name is Shizune. As Naruto's like, Shizune. As Tsunade's like, oh, she's like a couple months younger than me. I trained her for a little bit. She's really good at medical ninjutsu. As Naruto's like, I see. As Tsunade's like, well, Naruto, it looks like we both had our dream. As Naruto's like, yeah, having one kid, and it'd be a girl. That was mine. As Tsunade was like, yeah, mine was having one kid and it being a boy. But I'm kind of happy it's a girl. As Naruto said, well, she does have your hair, but she has green eyes. That's crazy. Whatever. Whew. As we do a 2-year time skip, so Naruto and Tsunade are now 20 years old, as their daughter has just begun to walk. As she took her first steps, Naruto was just freaking she's so amazed. As Tsunade is just smiling, watching them. As Naruto picks her up and tosses her up in the air and catches her. Yeah, she's just laughing her life away, bro. She's just having the time of her life. As in Naruto's like, well, Tsunade, I must head out. I'll be back in a few, though. The third Hokage needs me. As Tsunade says, alright. As they kiss each other. As in Naruto walks out the door, locking it. As Tsunade and her go to bed. As Naruto walks out. As he arrives to the Hiruzen's office, as Naruto's like, what is it, Hiruzen? Well, Naruto, there's been a 5 Kage summit meet that you must attend. As Naruto's like, what's this about? Apparently, it's to find out what villages will have an alliance. As Naruto's like, well, alright. Let me go get my stuff. As he goes back to his home, telling Tsunade about what he's gonna do. As she agrees. As he puts on his black senju armor with fur, and he puts on his sword through his sword holder that's already built into his senju armor, and then he puts 2 kunai pouches on his where kunai pouches go. One of them carrying 1,000 paper bombs and shinobi wire. Button that up. Then the second one, you got 50 kunais and 50 shurikens. Button that up. As Naruto walks. The next day, he arrives. Because the 5 Kage Summit meet was technically the next day. as Naruto would be the last one to arrive as they're all waiting. As Naruto walks in, 20-year-old Naruto. As all of them aren't that old as of right now. They're all like, the oldest one that's probably there is probably like 40. All the other ones are like 31, 30 some. Even the Tsuchikage and the freaking Raikage. As Naruto walks in, as they see this just young boy, as they're like, who are you? The fourth Hokage of the village hidden in the leaves. You should know me. As he looks at the Raikage. As the third Raikage is like, huh. The red-eyed dragon. You're the one who took out my 500 troops, huh? As Naruto's like, and I did it with these. As the Raikage gets hot and he's ready to freaking fight. As the Tsuchikage is like, calm yourself, Raikage. As the Hokage calms down. As he's like, well then, you took out 500 troops, did you? Yeah, along with that Kinkaku and Ginkaku. They were too easy. As this really angers the Hokage. But Naruto's like, but I didn't come here to fight. I came here to find out what you guys wanted. As he goes down to sit in his seat. As he sits in his seat and just lays back with his hands on his head looking at the ceiling. As they're like, well, obviously, you guys know that this meet was called to see what villages would have an alliance. As then the, Cloud Village says, Mizukage. As May looks at him, as the, what's his face? As he was like, I would like to have an alliance with you. And she's like, And she's like, sorry, Raikage. I think I'd have to pass. As the Raikage's like, what? Why? Well, you see, your village, you guys are too hot-headed. I need a village that is, more relaxed, you know? As he's like, you little... As then the, Tsuchikage is like, hey, Naruto boy. As Naruto looks at, the Tsuchikage is like, would you like to make an alliance with our village? As Naruto's like, sure. I like the Hidden Earth Village. It's a nice place. As the Tsuchikage smiles. As he flies over to Naruto. Handing Naruto the paperwork. As Naruto signs. Handing Tsuchikage the paperwork. As the Tsuchikage rolls the paperwork up. And then lets it go as it disappears. As he's like, Tsuchikage is like, the leaf and earth are now alliances. Yeah. As Naruto's like, well, I should probably be heading out now. As then the Kazekage is like, wait. As Naruto looks at him, as he says, I would like to have an alliance with the Earth and Leaf. As Naruto's like, sure. As Naruto signs the paperwork, as Tsuchikage signs the paperwork, the Earth, Leaf, and Sand are all alliances with each other. We are leaving. As they leave. As May's like, fine. I'll have an alliance with you, Tsuchikage. Not Tsuchikage, Raikage. As whatever, they have a alliance. As Naruto walks back to his village, as he arrives back to his village, he sees Tsunade at the village gate holding their daughter. As Tsunade puts their daughter down, as she begins to walk to Naruto. As Naruto runs up to his daughter, lifting her up, throwing her in the air, and then catching her. As that's like his daughter's favorite thing to do is just get tossed up into the air and caught. As he walks up to Tsunade, as he kisses her, as he's like, I'm home. And she's like, I'm glad you're home. As Naruto's like, yeah. Well, I must report to the third Hokage, but I'll be back. And she's like, alright, see ya. As he hands his daughter to Tsunade. their daughter. I keep saying his daughter, but it's their daughter, whatever. Sunato. As he goes, tells the third Hokage who they have an alliance with. As the third Hokage is impressed that the two of them wanted an alliance with the Leaf. So we have an alliance with the Earth and Sand, huh? As Naruto's like, yes, sir. As the third Hokage is like, well, that is great news. Thank you, Naruto. As Naruto's like, no problem. As the third Hokage is like, whew, a lot of things have changed since you've become Hokage. You've made a lot of great decisions about the village, and they really love you. And I have something to show you. As Naruto's confused, as they go to the rooftop and look behind them, as Naruto's face has been added to the great stone faces. As Naruto's like, hey, you got my face up there. As he's like, yes, I do, Naruto. As Naruto's like, well, I appreciate you. As the third Hokage is like, no, Naruto, I appreciate you. As Hiruzen's like, but there's gonna be some events unfolding here. As Naruto's like, what do you mean? Well, you see, there have been some really menacing people that have been known on the outskirts of the Hidden Leaf Village. As Naruto's like, how menacing are we talking about here? Village destruction type village about he says about village destruction type menacing. As Naruto's like, wait, what? As he's like, yes. I think that they need to get taken care of due to the fact that they're getting out of control. If you should know, while you were at the 5 Kage Summit meet, we got word from one of the Mizukage's Jonin, that while she was away, one man wiped out 800 of them in an instant. As Naruto's like, 800 in an instant? As he's like, Naruto, you need to start training and get ready for this upcoming battle that might have to unfold. As Naruto's like, I will. As he walks out of the office. As he's like, there has to be something beyond, something that I can, it's just hurting my head just thinking about it. As Naruto imagines something like that, somebody that powerful. As Naruto begins to walk faster and faster. And then he just keeps thinking, and then from walking to like speed walking, and then from speed walking to jogging, and then from jogging to sprinting, and then from sprinting to full-on blast-out speed. As Naruto imagines Tsunade and his daughter getting slayed. As Naruto gets angered, as he opens his eyes as they start to spin, as his Mangekyo spins rapidly until it unfolds, as it was two blue eyes with circles in it. This would be known as the Rinnegan. Naruto has unlocked the Rinnegan, and he knows it too. He feels the new power from his eyes. As Naruto jumps up into the air, as he's like, I will protect this village. As he lands on the ground, as he closes his eyes, as he walks back to his house, as he walks in, as he sees Tsunade and his daughter playing, as he just walks up to them and hugs them. As she's like, is everything alright, Naruto? Tsunade says. As Naruto's like, can you tell me what my eyes look like? As Naruto opens his eyes, as he goes right to a Mangekyo. As she says, it's your Mangekyo. As then it starts to spin rapidly. As then it reveals his Rinnegan, and she's like, it's different now. It's a blue eyes with multiple circles. As he's like, just as I thought, the legendary Rinnegan, only known to that of Madara Uchiha. Well, I must learn the abilities to this and fast. And she's like, what's going on? As Naruto explains to Tsunade what the third Hokage told him, and she's like, well, I see. As Naruto's like, yeah, but I don't want to worry too much, as he picks up their daughter. As he's like, all I want is for you and her to be safe. I could really care about nothing else. You guys are my main priorities. As Tsunade smiles and a tear sheds down her eyes. She's like, that's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. As Naruto's like, that reminds me. We never officially got married. As she's like, oh yes, you're right, we didn't. As Naruto puts her daughter down, their daughter down. As Naruto just happened to been thinking about that while he was out, as he stopped at the jewelry store just before that. As he's like, well, we are shinobi, as you know. So rings, they won't really work. Because what if it gets broken while we're in battle or something like that? So I think this will work better. As on Tsunade's arms, right on Tsunade's well, he did stop at the jeweler store, so the first thing that he gives her is a necklace instead of a ring. It's a necklace that she tucks underneath the first Hokage's. As Naruto has a matching one, as it was just a gold piece necklace. As then he says, now lift up your shoulders, lift up your fishnet sleeve. As she rolls it up, as Naruto applies chakra into his arm. As then he puts his hand on her shoulder. As it states a sign, it's some type of sign that states that they're married. As he has the same one on his shoulder. As he's like, we're officially married now. As he smiles. As Tsunade's like, well, we share the same last name, so a lot's not really gonna change. As Naruto's like, yeah, you're right. We do share the same last name anyways. Yep. So, we go to the next day. As Naruto and his daughter and Tsunade are just left the village to go on a little trip. As Naruto's like, As he's looking at the scroll of the legacy of Madara Uchiha. As he's looking at some of the abilities that Madara had with his Rinnegan. As he's like, maybe I can make my own version of these. As he just thinks about it for a little bit. As they're walking, they walk pretty far, like, kind of far away from the Hidden Leaf Village. Naruto's like, maybe I should test it out. So, Naruto and them decide to walk to an abandoned village. They arrive to an abandoned village. As Naruto's like, you guys stay here. As then Naruto said, I think I should decide. He says, I think I should try to use one of my jutsus. As then he says, as he stands in the middle of this abandoned village that nobody lives in no more. It's a pretty big village. As Naruto already told his Tsunade for her and their daughter to back up. As he runs through some hand signs, not even hand signs, he just opens his eyes as the Rinnegan as he begins to float in the air. As he's at the very top, as then for some reason he has the urge to say Shinara Tensei. As in an instant, this mighty gust of energy just destroys this village. I'm talking about a crater of a freaking planetary devastation, bro. He basically did the jutsu that Pain used to wipe out the village. As Tsunade is just in shock as Naruto lands on the ground. As he takes a deep breath, he's like, well, that's one, and that'll take on more than 800 ninja. As Tsunade runs up to him saying, wow, how did you do that? As Naruto says, it must be my eyes, or it is my eyes. As Tsunade is like, so that's what the Rinnegan is what you called it? As Naruto's like, yes. It's a legendary dojutsu that only some can obtain. I have a feeling that this little missy right here will unlock it. As Tsunade giggles. As Naruto's like, well, we should head back to the village. Now that I know that I have that ability, it'll change a lot of things. Tsunade agrees. Well, you guys, that'll be the end of part 5. If you guys want part 6, which will... Yeah, if you guys want part 6, get this video up to 50 likes, and I will drop part 6. Yes, sir. Dragon Sage Gang, we out here.